Buddha, thanks for joining us. Another tough game, another tough loss. This one almost getting the chocolates, but not quite there yet.
Yeah, no, disappointing. To come up here and have a really good preparation was quite disappointing to not go over the 4 points, and we're all pretty disappointed after the game. Maddie in particular, and also the players, and we're nearly there. We're getting there. You know, another probably half a game of footy, probably 2.5 quarters where we showed we're around the mark. You know, in our movement, our pressure, the stoppage stuff with Lobes there. You know, the Lobes obviously doing quite well for 2 quarters. So you know that. There's some really good signs, so yeah, it's just disappointing to come up here and probably expect to win and not have the 4 points tucked away in the trunk.
It's very exciting to see kids like Lovey really come through and start emerging, particularly with Brogan having announced his retirement during the last week.
Yeah, it's good. Someone's got to follow on, and Brogues has passed on the baton, so it's an opportunity to Lobes, who's got himself into the position to be able to have a crack at it, and he was good for 2.5 quarters. We just need to keep persevering with him. Leuenberger's a classy ruckman. He certainly did pretty well against him, and he gave our midfields the opportunity to win the ball and get inside 50. You know, at the end of the day, we weren't smashed for inside 50s. So I think it was about 7 difference. It was really their handball receive, their short kicking. We tended to sort of sit off them a little bit. They kicked through us a fair bit, so our pressure in our zone hadn't worked as well as what it had previously done. They recognised that, and that was probably the difference at the end.
Obviously, there's a lot of concentration with players like Kasisi and Thomas and Boak about winning contested ball, but Brisbane seemed to excel at the other end of the spectrum with the uncontested ball, and their run and spread was really strong and probably the significant difference in the game.
Yeah, they had probably about 10 or 15 more marks. You know, that was probably short uncontested there for a while, trying to hold on the footy, deny us of the ball a bit. We had to work extremely hard to try and get it off them, and then when you win back the ball and then you try and charge forward with it, it takes a fair bit of petrol out of you. You know, it takes fitness away from you to be able to win it back off them, and you know they made us defend pretty well. So, you know, they recognised it, be able to stop us having the ball. Then we had to work hard for it. You know, and then again just. The ability to be able to turn over the ball, not defend from it, and also out of stoppage, not being able to defend properly out of stoppage. So we left a spare at the stoppage. We tried to get someone back in front of Brown. And then you obviously leave one at the stoppage, gives them a +1. We tried to get the forwards to come up and try and round up that spare a little bit, but then they get a drop off in front of Schultz, and you know he was pretty classy today. Schultz, he finished with 7-3. So you know there's some good signs, like you said. Jacobs gets another game, O'Shea gets another game. Solder came in and only had 2 marks taken on him down back. That's a plus for us. Lobey in the ruck, you know, Ebert back into the side and played pretty well. So, you know, there's still some really good things that we can take out of the game.
We saw some different things tried as well with Hamish Hartlett playing across the half-back flank.
Yep.
Was that a deliberate ploy prior to the beginning of the game, that Hamish was always going to be the sort of set-up playmaker?
Yeah. Well, remember last week he got a knock to the shoulder, and we thought that it might have been season ending for him. So we just wanted to protect him for this week, get him up right, get his rehab and his recovery right, be able to just take him out of the heat, you know, away from the midfield a little bit where, you know, he's going to get banged around a little bit. So he's got some class down back. He understands how to chop the ball off, and then, you know, his rebound, his kicking skills and his decision making was pretty good today.
And speaking of knocks to the shoulder, how significant is the injury to Simon Phillips, whose tackling was again fantastic today?
Well, I'm not a physio or a doctor, mate, but he looks a bit upset. So if you look at, he's disappointed to get a knock. I'm not quite sure at the moment. I think it's a dislocation, but don't quote me on that. But he seems to be upset, and we'll just get some scans over the next couple of days and see where that's at.
All right, Buddha, thanks for your time, and better luck next week against the Saints.
Saints next week, so we expect everybody to be out there and get behind us at AAMI Stadium.